Yo, yo.
Bottle duck.
What up, babe?
So you got them. What are you doing with those?
Whew. What am I doing with these?
Are you used to them yet? We're 3.5 weeks.
I got some new gals bolted to my chest.
They're bigger than we expected.
We didn't know what to expect. How about that? So that's a cool thing about surgery is you don't really know what you're going to get till you wake up. And
it's kind of like doing Grubhub from Taco Bell.
Surprise.
Just no clue what happens.
This is what
Could
you get.
Could be anything.
Yeah.
Ordered 2 Crunchwrap Supremes and 5 burritos showed up. Whatever.
And yeah, at 33, and I am experiencing life with boobs for the first time.
So you went from the danger boobs.
Went from danger boobs.
Look, I don't think we need to cover all the BRCA1 stuff. We did that.
No, we did that. We talked about that on like Titty Talk number 1. This is Titty Talk number 2.
2.0, if you will.
2.0.
Titty Talk 2, First Blood.
First Blood. New Moon.
That's
we're calling
right.
this one.
Yes, New Moon.
New
Perfect.
Moon. New Moons.
Titty Talk 2, New Moon.
Zzz.
Zzz, with a Z.
Yeah, so had my mastectomy, had my reconstruction. I am 3.5 weeks out today, I suppose. And I had my second post-op checkup this morning. Everything's looking great.
I agree.
I mentioned to you and Brant that like it's a little odd that no one's touched me.
Yeah,
yet.
but you know, I thought that too when I went in with my knee stuff, but
yeah.
Other than I had to go to PT.
Sure. Well, which
I didn't have to go to PT, but
right, a little more important for a joint, I suppose. And considering none of my muscles were cut or damaged or anything, that's like not a non-issue for me.
I mean, also, but what are they going to do?
I don't know. So today was the second post-op appointment, and both of them have been at the plastic surgeon office. The next one I have later this week, my month checkup, is with the doctor that did the mastectomy. So I had 2 different doctors, right? So went in today, and she just kind of looks me up and down, looks under, now that I have an under area.
An under.
And eyeballs the incisions.
I'm going to be honest, her under is far more exciting than mine.
So are you excited to have underboob now?
I have like real ass underboob. Yeah, it's crazy. And so the doctor walked in, and first thing she says is, well, did I make you big enough?
No shit, right?
I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, you did.
So we measured today.
Yeah, we measured today. So for those of you that probably don't know, most people probably don't know, I used to work at Victoria's Secret, so I'm very aware of like how you measure band size and cup size.
I've never known this, Brent. This was new news for me today.
This is about to be new news for me.
Perfect.
You knew that I worked there.
I knew that you worked at Vicky's.
So yeah, you measure the band, the area under your breasts, and then you measure your breast area, and you essentially subtract the band number from the bust number, and that gives you the cup size.
Every 2 inches is a cup.
Every inch, 2? I don't know.
2 seems more.
2 seems like a lot, right? It's been a minute. So I think it's just every inch, right? So if your band measures 32 and your bust measures 33, you're a 32A, right?
What's the classic measurement?
What do you mean?
Well,
Like
from the scholar Sir Mix-a-Lot. 24,
30, no.
36, 24,
No,
36?
36, 24, 36. Only if she's 5'3", which 5'2". But now my measurements are all sorts of crazy.
Like 36,
I don't know.
32, 32.
No, I'm like 38, 28.
Oh, you're doing waist.
32.
Okay. I don't know any of these numbers.
And so it goes from hips, waist.
She might weigh 500 pounds, Brant. I don't know how to guess things, apparently.
Anyway, it's a lot of numbers thrown at you guys. I was a 32A before. I think I'm like a 32D.
Wait, you went from A to D?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is how we should market Boncho Go. A to D.
A to D.
I'm 32, and then, or no, actually I'm 28, and then I'm 36 here. 28, 36.
Yeah. Okay. Because what I'm reading is it's saying each inch represents a cup size.
Yes.
All right.
And then
there you
it's
go.
saying if your band measurement is 34 inches and your cup measurement is 35 inches,
You'd be a
the
34A.
difference is 1 inch. Yeah, and your cup size is A.
Correct. Yep. Right. So it's every inch. Okay. So I'm 28, which doesn't exist.
Let's call it 29. It was about half-C.
Call it 32. And then it was 36.
Wow. That's a big
difference. But like a D cup is not, like not all D cups are the same, right?
Yeah.
So a 32D is going to be smaller than a 34D.
That's super interesting.
See, I would have just thought.
So you can't be.
I thought
titty.
D was just big titties.
No.
Absolutely.
I thought that's how it worked.
No.
This is the rules.
You can't be freaked out or excited by the cup size. Yeah, because a 32D is going to be so much smaller than a 38D.
That seems like a wild difference in sizes.
It is.
Yeah, but
they're both D.
That's so interesting.
The D is just the difference in the numbers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. But I also totally figured like if I was buying a D bra, that the D meant how much titty I'm trying to put in the bra.
Like I completely understand what you're saying.
The D is just the difference between the numbers.
See, I completely understand. Right, I just never knew it worked that way. I thought it was literally like A to like if you were D, you just had big titties, and then like
same,
and then A was just small, and then that was it. That's how it worked.
Well, I'm here to educate you.
I thought this was great.
I suppose I thought this was common knowledge.
I've never researched bra sizes because
we don't have any measurement in our life that operates anywhere like this.
Yeah, that's true.
We're just height.
It's true.
Wait,
so then
there's an inseam measurement for wearing a suit, but none of that gets wonky. It's not like you have a dick length.
So then there's like there's like sister sizes. So like a 36C, you could probably also fit into a 34D, down a band, up a cup.
Okay. Wow. You guys have it tough. That's a lot of math.
Well,
this is what happens when women are left to set up engineering and ideas.
Was it though? Though?
We could have done this and there just would have been 4 and it would have been like, meta, yeah.
Oh no. Which is basically what I went to.
That's not true. I
was a big fan of my old titties.
We should name them. The pre-tits? They're danger tits.
The before 4 tits.
The before 4 tits.
The before 4 tits.
Yeah,
they
were great. They were just too risky to keep around, you know?
Yep.
And I think I had...
It's kind of like that friend that always has a bit of cocaine.
Yeah.
It's like, goddamn, dude, I like hanging out with you.
But you're a danger.
But I feel like this is going to go poorly at some point.
We can't be friends anymore. I just have to cut you out.
Right. And I never, ever would have gone this route had this not been the case. I liked them. I never minded having small boobies. I felt like I looked really super athletic. I feel a bit more feminine now.
All right.
Which is
that's interesting.
It is interesting. Because I've had friends that have told me that they felt that way when they had their augmentation.
Which is the opposite of women who have mastectomies that don't do an augmentation. I understand that being a huge identifier as part of being a woman.
Yeah, for sure. I can't imagine not doing the reconstruction, and I'm really grateful I had that opportunity.
For sure.
I mean, if cancer had been present already, then you're kind of at the mercy of what's going on or what treatment protocol you need. And that's also, why I got to keep my nipples.
Right.
Like if there's cancer already, they typically don't do the nipple sparing because it's just too risky.
What would you have done? Would you have gone with artificial nips?
If I had implants and no nipples?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? I think I would just, I don't know, maybe I'd get nipple tattoos at some point.
You just Barbied all this thing for a while?
Also, there was that moment, that first week where I thought I didn't have nipples.
Yeah,
and I was
kind of
trying to wrap my brain around okay, you look like Barbie boobs now. Okay. If that's the case, it's fine.
So let's explain that bit of panic.
Yeah, so I'll back up. So first 4 days of recovery were pretty rough. So I'll just run through that first whole week. Let me just run through that first whole week.
Let's dial her in.
So surgery wasn't as long as they said it was going to be, which I think is due to my lack of boobs. The in and out.
Less
pretty
scooping.
Easy. Less scooping. Because they told you 4 hours and it was done in 2.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
It was very.
It's
way faster.
I'll be back.
It was way faster
2
than
hours,
they said.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounds like it's pretty efficient when they're in there. So I have 2 doctors, right? I have the doctor doing the mastectomy and then my plastic surgeon who's doing the implant and reconstruction. So he would basically, my incisions are under the breast. He'd flip up the skin, scoop it all out. move to the other side, and then the plastic surgeon would come into the side that was already cleaned out, I suppose, if you will, and put the implant in. I did 250 cc's and
Gummy
bears. And then
so that's interesting. So
up.
they don't fill them once they're in.
No, they are.
But there was a point where we did it that way, right?
I think so, but I think that's a saline thing.
For sure.
Because I'm silicone. Yeah.
And the saline thing isn't what people want anymore. I know this is altered a lot.
I think there's been more issues with saline because they can leak.
Yeah, but that's okay. That was the point of it being saline and not silicone, right? Because the saline is what they do for solution and do IVs and all those type of things.
Well, don't know. But either way, I was in there for like 2.5 hours.
You got an eyelash trying to get away on you?
Maybe.
You need to tune it up?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Was in there for like 2.5 hours. Woke up just fine. I didn't want to wake up. I was very sleepy. Wanted to stay in that. But I remembered what you said, like fight it, like stay awake. Cause then, that's less time we're in the hospital.
You can sleep at the house.
I'm like trying to like mush a graham cracker in my mouth. Oh, it was so dry and terrible. And they had to give me another bag of fluids just because I'm a dry person, and wouldn't let me.
I'm just a dry
person. I don't hydrate very well, and
like your body's incapable.
no, it's my fault. Okay. I just don't pour enough down my throat. And then we went to the bathroom together when I finally had to pee. Peed. They let me leave. We went home. First 4 days were pretty rough. Like, it's very odd not being able to use your arms at all. Like, I couldn't push myself to sit up.
Yeah, so you weren't in tons of surgical pain. You weren't ever just like, my God, I'm dying. No. It's just you're useless.
I never felt pain around the incisions at all. It was just good. Not being able to sit up was probably the most frustrating.
Well, that and you're stuck sitting up like halfway at a 45 in bed because they want you sitting up instead of laying down, and you don't sleep that way.
Yeah, I'm fully sleeping on my back for like the first, I just like within the past couple days I'm comfortable on sleeping on my side again.
Right.
And I'm a full-time side sleeper, so sleeping on my back for a couple of weeks is weird.
I'm a face sleeper. I'd fuck this whole thing.
You definitely do your face. I don't really ever do my face. But so they sent me home. So the first 4 days, I've got bandages that are basically vacuum sealed to my chest.
That was very strange.
So it's these purple bandages. Brent can pull up a picture.
Yeah, wound vac.
A wound vac. And just like you'd vacuum seal.
What exactly does it do?
I think just keeps anything from getting in there.
We have the internet.
Yeah. The vacuum seal?
Yeah, the wound vac.
Wound vac.
So it looked like these purple alien titties with tubes coming out. So that was just vacuum sealed to my bobs. And then I had 2 little drain bags.
I'm so bummed that wasn't as weird for you as I hoped.
The drain?
Yep, getting that pulled out.
It wasn't that weird.
Dude, the ones that I've had in my fucking knee.
Sorry, this explanation was vacuum assisted closure of a wound is a type of therapy to help wounds heal. It's like, thanks.
Yeah, it's just, it was like no bacteria or water or air or anything was getting in there.
I think it's just because, like you said, it's a vacuum. So like just nothing's in there.
That's fair.
Just keep things clean.
I just never had one.
And I think the other thing is just saying it like helps it happen quicker, which I'm assuming again is because nothing's getting in there. So.
Right. And a lot of people who had reached out via Instagram said, who had also had mastectomies were like, whoa, I've never had that. So I
think it's new.
I think it must be a newer thing, the way it looked. A lot of people were commenting on, because in the past, what I've seen is like, you're fully just bandaged.
The girl that I dated previously, that was that
all the way
too.
Around. Yeah. So just to have those
bandage around your chest for a few days.
Yeah. I just had kind of triangle shaped bloop, bloop, one on each side.
But I don't think they're to do compression. I think they're to help with the wound, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But also because I had enough.
Yep,
yeah. Because I had enough surgeries. Mm-hmm. And every time they send you home with this little cooler for knees.
A cooler?
Or like, there was like this little box and it ran cold water through a knee wrap.
Oh, yes.
Like a chill thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not putting fucking ice on my goddamn knee.
No.
After surgery. That's the worst plan ever.
Right.
And then 2, it was really hard, even after the first surgery, for me to tell them, I don't want this. Please don't send me home with it. And they're like, you've already paid for it. It's coming home with you. It's part of the surgery deal. And so what I wonder
Don't care. Not going to use it.
Yeah. So what I wonder is, did the doctors make some type of deal? Because There's a salesman who came by.
Yeah,
and
of course.
possibly
That medical equipment device people.
that rental.
Yeah. So yeah, that is actually me on day 3.
Look how great you look.
I was very bloated everywhere. Fingers, abdomen, face.
And I think that's why I didn't notice. Like when you came out, I was like, I don't think they looked wildly different.
I was like, you are wrong.
And I'm incorrect.
But yeah, I was feeling well enough that day to kind of do my makeup and look decent for a picture. But yeah, the first 4 days, a lot of sleeping, a lot of laying right there, a lot of emptying my drains. It was very weird. And then day 5, I woke up feeling pretty good. That was the day I took a walk. Felt pretty normal that day, minus having to carry around all my tubes and stuff. And then that day I got my pathology report back, and that was really the last big hurdle with this whole procedure, right? So they take out all my breast tissue and it's sent to pathology to make sure there's no
They
cancer
just comb through it.
or
At
anything
the cellular
suspicious.
level, I have no idea how they do that.
They
How do they test every
they
cell?
do
Get
as
outta here.
best as they can.
I think they have just some dude in the back with a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
I assume a Sherlock Holmes pipe.
Of course,
And he's like, no cancer. He can smell
I
it.
can smell
no.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
You smelling it?
He's got a cancer
Oh,
nose.
what a
Weird superpower.
what a
would be an
terrible
interest-
superpower to have.
That'd be interesting.
That
I
would
mean,
be.
you would be used a lot. You wouldn't really get much breaks, I feel like.
It'd never be a good job.
If you legit had a
never be
nose
happy.
that could smell cancer, people would still think you're a fucking liar.
That's true. That is actually
That no
super
one
true.
would
For
ever
sure.
believe, even if it was 100% real.
Like if you were accurate 100% of the
Dude.
time.
You're like, look, man, I
and
don't
like-
know how this fucking works.
what a bummer.
I didn't choose this. This isn't a skill that I tried to refine, but you smell like old pennies, and I know that means you have cancer.
What a bummer, dude.
To smell cancer? Yeah. But you could help so many people.
Sure.
See, I
Sure.
think it would take like probably like 20 or so deaths.
I
of
would
cancer.
market myself as. I have to think about it. You got to have a good name if you're the cancer sniffer.
The cancer sniffer is not acceptable.
I don't think that
Cancer
would
hound.
would not be used in a medical setting. No, it has to be some type of like medical terms, like oncology, like nasal oncologist or something like that.
Cancer hound.
Cancer hound is also a fantastic option.
I would run on all fours.
Ugh, no, it's a terrible way to get around. That is not what we were designed to do, sweetheart.
In a lab coat.
It'd be filthy.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to work on this overall concept.
It's not great. Not all the
What's
ideas are
the,
good, Grant. Sometimes you just got a shotgun
You
approach.
just gotta.
What's the nerve? Because like ocular nerve is like where you see. What's
Yeah.
the one that's where you
Olfactory?
Olfactory oncologist.
That's an intense name.
It's a
it has to,
double O
it has to
hound.
be. It has to be. Yeah. I don't know if you can use the hound part, sweetheart.
I feel like hound's really
But
important.
back
I
to
think-
being a hound.
Why wouldn't I be running on all fours anyway?
Oh, weird.
I feel like that's
weird.
pretty critical.
Also, be very. I don't think I want to be with someone that run constantly.
Perhaps if
Moves
there was a
around.
movie
okay.
version
All
of
right.
this, if
So
there was a
little-
movie version of this, I
Slightly
would be
off track.
pleased
So,
by it.
would you rather Matt run around on all fours or walk like that weird, crunch walk?
Oh, the crunch walk.
It's a little.
The one that you like to do naked by the bed when you're super high.
I don't
This
remember.
one.
I
this
don't
one.
recall this crunch
Or
walk
walk
you speak of.
walk on all fours.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Like
You
anywhere
have to
we
choose
went.
like you have to choose between one of those that he's always doing.
I
Let me
think-
tell you
I
what.
think I'd
There's
have-
no scenario where that guy's dating her.
I think I'd have to take the crunch walk because at least
Really?
that's funny.
No
And I think the
way.
all fours I would just get annoyed with.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm terrible with a backpack.
I have to take the crunch walk.
What if I could jog totally normal though?
What if I walked and I always just drug one leg behind me?
Have you ever seen the video of that lady that got man, she got some type of weird thing, and as long as she's running, like everything kind of works, but as soon as she walks, like her neurological system like shuts her down.
No.
Dude, check that out. Look up a lady can run fine, can't walk. I don't know the name of it. Whatever. So
Easy Google.
you find out you're not sure if you have nipples.
Oh, well, you ruined the story. No.
Oh, we're back in.
So the pathology report is sent back to me. Yes. Everything is. Did you find it, Brant?
Maybe. Was it a cheerleader?
It's a lady.
No, this is something different.
She
Oh,
dressed
wait.
like a cheerleader.
Oh wait. Okay. All right. This looks pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. Okay.
This is from a flu shot vaccine.
Can only
she got.
walk backwards.
Or she can run. So like anything that's different than like autopilot, I guess.
What?
Yeah, no sound. We don't need it.
No, yeah.
Oh God.
Oh God, she looks really upset. Let's see.
Oh God.
This is.
Yeah, it's super gnarly.
2009.
There's also some really horrible edits of this.
Oh, I can imagine.
So totally cool.
Yeah. Wow.
And she's running and everything's fine. And then the heavy metal breakdown.
Wow. That's so interesting.
Yeah, just some type of neurological deal that I guess
Dystonia.
came post flu shot.
Well, I hope she got lots and lots and
Very
lots and lots
interesting.
and lots of money.
Oh, she did as well.
Well, that's good.
That super fucking sucks.
I mean, yeah. That's super weird. I can't believe that. Yeah, I didn't even know. I had never knew that happened. That's pretty crazy.
I've never seen that before. Yeah, so pathology all came back negative. Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Which is so incredible and amazing and such a huge weight off my shoulders. And I was reading through my whole pathology specimen report, right? And under specimens, it's listing a lot of these incisions and terms and medical jargon, what have you. And then under specimens, it says left nipple and right nipple. And I said, my surgery was supposed to be nipple sparing. I can't feel anything. I can't see anything down there.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Do I have nipples? And so
It's a weird feeling you haven't had to have before.
it's a very strange phone call to make.
Yeah.
And we called, and I was actually about to have a Reiki session with my friend Brooke.
Doing
and
some hippie shit.
And the nurse that I was talking to was like, well, I think everything went according to plan, but let me call you back. And I'm like, well, fuck, okay. And then Brooke shows up, and so I'm going to do that with her. And so I'm like, babe, they're going to call me back. Please answer the phone and get an answer for me. I'll be in the basement trying to relax.
Oh, no.
And they called back, and you answered.
I did. The lady's reaching Bonnie, and I'm like, she's can't come to the phone right now. I'm her partner, Matt. Can I please relay the information to her? And she's like, well, you're not on any of the blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I can share. And she's like, but everything she tries to answer in this super vague,
Just
like, not
roundabout.
give me
Roundabout way because she can't
code.
tell you. Yeah.
And she's like, everything was like she thought. And I'm like, does she have nipples? And she's like, yes. I'm like, thanks.
Perfect.
Have a great day.
Yeah. And then you came downstairs and told me, like, in the middle of the session, which was actually perfect. I'm glad you did.
It was very gentle.
Because then I could fully relax and
Of
kind
course,
of
'cause
enjoy.
you and the girls were together.
Enjoy the rest of that session. And so that would have been on day 5. And then day 7, I got my drains out, I got my bandages off, and I got to see those new gals for the first time.
Man, you got no sensation from the drain removal. How much drain came out of you?
I didn't see the length of it. I mean, it felt weird. She had me like take a deep breath in and then exhale as she was pulling it out because she didn't want my pecs to flex at all and just kind of stay loose. Getting the adhesive off all the way around me was way fucking worse than the drains by far.
My experience with drain removal.
Less than cool.
So like
Tell me, surgery
5
expert.
or 6 surgeries probably had drains. And man, when they pull that drain out of you, it's out of my knee. So it's not like it's in
a
my
very different spot.
system, right? But man, when they start pulling that thing out of my knee, I feel like the end of it has to be somewhere in just where my soul lives
Yeah.
is the only place. Cause it's just this it's not pain, but
No,
there's definitely nerve endings that like, yo, I'm not supposed to feel stuff there.
Yeah.
It's a thing in me moving.
Yeah. It's kind of,
I don't think mine could have been that long because my drain incision is like here. And I mean, it had to have not been that long.
It's like
It's not like coiled up
oh
around
man, they're
me.
like, oh, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, sweet. My knee's this fucking wide across. So what's
Yeah.
the maximum amount of hose that could be
Sure,
in there?
sure.
And he's like, like some shitty magician
Yeah.
pulling this never-ending cord out of me.
I definitely didn't notice any dramatic length. So I think I just had kind of dinky
Well, good for you.
tubes.
Bully for you.
But my poor sensitive skin was destroyed from the adhesive. Like it came off and like it's pulling my skin with it. So now I'm
That was gnarly.
now I'm bleeding everywhere.
Even just like the like power dot pads.
Oh yeah, I just have sensitive
Crazy.
skin. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
have
yeah.
to like take that into account.
I forget that
more.
I'm just such a mutt.
Yeah, cruise
my
around
skin-
with rhino skin.
Oh, you know how much sunscreen I wore this weekend while we were out in
0.
million-degree desert? None.
yeah.
Unlike me, I applied every 2 minutes.
Right, you're walking around with like white zinc oxide face, like a 1980s surfer.
Did
Yes.
you just like slay enough alligators when you were growing up that you got like a power up or something?
Oh,
I feel like that's what
That's how it
happened.
works.
gator
That's how it
skin.
works. Little gator skin.
Yeah. That's like how I feel like.
So yeah, I got to see him for the first time, and that was very odd because it felt like I was looking at someone else's chest, and
But they're yours.
pile on being 100% numb. I didn't even like touch him for the first 2 days. Like you were still gone. You were in South Carolina. You were at Summer Strong.
That's right.
And so the first 2 days I was all on my own. I like didn't touch him because I was super weirded out.
Did I leave that soon?
Post-op was Friday. You weren't back till like Sunday night. So like Friday, Saturday, I was like,
So like Tyler got there and then I bailed.
You and Tyler left the same day. So I was all,
So I was there for the first week.
you were there for like the first 6 days. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. You're talking we've removed drains. Yeah.
Jess took me to the post-op.
Yep. Sorry, I'm tracking on the
And
timeline now.
yeah, so I was very odd having them totally numb, look different. I didn't even touch them. I felt like that was kind of inappropriate. Like I didn't want to yet. It was just odd.
You felt like
Hey,
you
you
were
don't know
touching
what to do with
someone
those
else's
gals.
boobs.
And my nipples had been vacuum sealed for a week, so they kind of didn't look right. And then you got home.
They
on
looked inquisitive.
They looked kind of shy, I think. I
Shy.
think shy is the better word for that.
Coy.
And then you got home on Sunday, and I'm like, what do you think of these? I need an opinion because I don't think I can form one on my own right now. And that was when I realized I'd been on opiates for 9 days. And that was probably a couple days too long because I think emotions were really close to the surface at that point. And I have very little experience with painkillers like that. And you, Surgery Pro, have all the experience. And I didn't even think that I was being a little extra emotional, sensitive, whatever, because of that. But as soon as like I had that little breakdown in the office and I was like, these are kind of weird shapes and my old boobs are perfect and symmetrical. And you're like, babe, how long have you been on this? Too long.
Yep.
So we switched to THC the next day.
Painkillers are real weird, man.
And that took care of any like lingering discomfort I would have at night. Because I wasn't even taking pain pills during the day anymore. I was just taking like 1 or 2 at night or in the middle of the night. And then we would have switched to weed the next day. That made me sleep and pretty comfortable and all that was fine. But I had no idea that was something that came along with.
Yeah, they're not a great long-term solution.
No. And
They really fuck you up a bit emotionally.
And I definitely, like looking back on that week, I definitely wasn't elevated at all. I was just kind of flatline.
Yeah, of course,
the
right?
whole
Like-
week.
Like they definitely operate differently emotional than other drugs. I mean, they serve a great purpose for pain,
For sure, of course.
but it isn't like it's not like I can say they make you depressed, but they sure as fuck don't make you happy.
Sure as fuck don't make you happy. Yeah, I was very just flatlined to below normal for me. Yeah, that was an odd one. The other really odd thing about that week was I'm a very physical person. That's how I connect with anyone that I like. I'm touching you.
Yep.
And to be living with you and not be able to have any like physical contact, like I couldn't really hug. I couldn't like
really snuggle.
I couldn't spoon. I couldn't like nestle into your arm or lay my head on your chest or like, it was very odd just like existing with you, but like not being with you.
Right.
That was pretty uncool. I wasn't a fan of that part.
Short term.
Very short term, of course, but then you pile
also
in the
opiates.
Opiates, yeah. And I was just like,
He doesn't love me.
I miss him. I live with him and I miss him. So yeah, that was all completely new experiences for me there for sure. But at the 2-week mark, I got cleared for lower body and cardio, which was perfect because we flew to Utah 3 days later.
We did.
And yeah, no issues there.
So you've been chugging these gals around the desert since then.
Been chugging them around the desert. We did a hike. They bounced along on a gravel road, which was a little bit uncomfortable, but that was really the only thing that I was like, this is uncool.
I think we gave them for our first test run. This wasn't like we flew somewhere and hung out at a pool.
No, we had a pretty decent hike that day.
Plus a FitCon.
I
mean, you're pretty back to right on. Like you're on your feet a lot. Like you're not trashed the way healing still treats you.
No. And I was really surprised with overall lack of bruising. I feel like
that was wild.
Like I really didn't. I had some bruising like down here on my ribs. Remember that? And I feel like that one was kind of delayed because I've been dealing with like some inflamed intercostals and just.
But what Kelly was saying is they definitely stitch.
Yeah.
The cadaver tissue, they stitch from the ribs to the boob to give it
support.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other cool thing is I have cadaver tissue.
Hell yeah. We're like, I don't anymore.
Yeah. Your body eats other people. Hopefully mine doesn't.
That's how fat it is at its core.
Oh, no.
New thing. It won't cannibalize.
No.
I have that going
other people
for me.
though. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I have dead people parts of my titties.
Pretty cool. Ghosty tits.
Spooky titties. I see
Spooky
dead
boobs. I see dead tits.
Haunted titties.
Oh, they're haunted?
So that's a really strange.
Do you think it's both lady parts in you?
I don't know. I could have dude parts.
I mean, I don't know what the technical tissue they use is.
I think it's like some type of tendon or ligament pieces. I don't know.
Man, I hope you got
some type
ones.
Of connective stuff.
Man, whenever they were doing my knee and they were like, we're the second run, they were like, we're going to use a cadaver Achilles because they're fucking gnarly.
Sure.
Like all I could think about was like, if I could pick Benedict Magnuson, like I whatever ligaments you could steal from that monster's knees.
Give me any parts of him. It'd be great.
He has the largest calves of any human I've ever seen.
Like bigger than your head.
They're like, I'm not sure he can wear jeans.
Have you ever seen him in any type of tight pant?
No. And he lives in Iceland.
Must be nice.
Must be nice to not have pants that fit. It seems like a curse.
Like he did something for those quads or calves.
Nothing.
No, you're just born with them, or you're not like me. So yeah, boobs in Utah were no problem. Bouncing on the gravel road.
Got to compare notes with some friends.
Got to compare boob notes with some friends who had some good insights for me. A little different. Reconstruction sounds pretty different than just augmentation, but still good to talk with other women and their experiences. I'm still like 95% numb, which is odd, and we're figuring that out. I got one nipple that's back online.
Yeah.
The other one's just like, nope. I'll show up.
I'm tired.
I'll show up when I'm ready.
But you had a lat turn on today.
Both of my lats are back on.
That's really weird not being able to connect to a muscle that you're like, what? Where is that?
You have a really good connection to.
Yes,
so.
yes. And
dude, I feel like hit a quad.
I feel like my left one I could get pretty soon, and my right one kind of just showed back up today. I feel like they look smaller because my boobs are bigger.
I mean,
I'll just build them up fucking even bigger.
I mean, as a professional strength coach, you know how quickly muscle disappears in 3 weeks. That's
Yeah, I know.
typically what it does.
I know.
It's amazing to me that even
It's amazing. As soon as we
If you
stop.
guys
I
could
haven't
see,
worked out for 48
Yeah.
hours. I'm shriveled.
Yeah.
if you could see Vaughn right now, man.
I felt pretty good the first 2 weeks about like how I looked. It's just been like the past couple days. I'm like, and of course, that's because we're hanging around all these amazing, muscly people.
You had a lot of working out going on around you with
It was
people
a
that
lot.
you normally very much so like to train with.
We basically
hard
just
for me.
we basically just had her in a cage and we're just rattling
Yes.
a stick
Yeah.
next
Yeah,
to her,
pretty
waiting for her to
much.
get home.
Yeah,
I'm just
pretty
sitting
much.
on the leg
Just
extension.
hang out. We'll work out.
Yeah. I'm just sitting on the leg extension, watching everyone train shoulders, and I'm just like drooling.
Yeah.
God damn it. It was so hard. It was so
Yeah.
hard. But I mean, that's the only workout I'll ever have to do that at. Like anything
true.
else from here on is
And we're
normal.
back.
We're back. Yeah.
Man, it was good being back.
It was really good being back. It was such an interesting trip because it felt like we were gone
Crazy.
So
way
long.
longer
So
than
fucking
12
long.
days.
I don't understand what it was
And
about
I'm
this
like,
trip.
but
I think Matt's
so
right.
so think about it, right? Like this is something I talk about with like slowing down time. Like the more conscious you are during the trip, like going to the beach with your family for 7 days and just getting shit faced in the sand,
Oh, disappeared.
which is because there's no difference between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday.
they're all the same. Yeah.
Whereas we flew to Utah, stayed a night, got an RV, drove 5 hours, found a camp in the middle of nowhere, moved again the next night, stayed there one night. Yeah, we were only there one night at the race.
Yeah, it was just a long day.
Yeah, it didn't feel like one night.
It felt like we were
'cause
there for a
it was-
really long
Well,
time.
it was
at the
because
race.
we got there at night. I'm pretty sure no, we didn't. We got there in the
No.
afternoon.
Yeah.
but we were there the rest of that day, and then we were there until
And we
late.
didn't do much that
Yeah.
day because I was just pretty much chilling
We were just
before the
chilling,
day of
yeah.
the race.
Yeah,
And then that night went to Escalante. Got into Escalante at like midnight.
Yeah,
Midnight, then
Yeah.
set up shop and slept in the RV, and then we checked into the Airstreams and spent 3 or 4 days in the Airstreams.
4 nights in the Airstream.
So there's a lot of locations.
yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Of
And so
locations.
then there's figuring out the RV, and then the RV having a few problems. We also managed, I got a message today that when we unhooked the water and the power at the campsite, both of those cords are his.
Oh no.
So I had $108 to add to the
Oh,
$2,000
okay.
in awning I
Well,
destroyed.
I guess at that point it's not as bad as I was thinking you were gonna say.
I-
That still sucks because I didn't realize it. But
It's my fault.
oh, okay.
I didn't.
I
I
can't
didn't
believe
explain
that
it.
No
enough.
idea.
the guy that came out to fix the slide was as cheap as that was.
Well, because he didn't do anything.
Well, still,
Well,
just
I
Fucking
take that
put
back.
in a cheat code.
Hold on.
just to get
I
him
don't
there
fucking
and
know.
the time.
He did show up and solve the problem.
Yeah,
And
so-
then told me, he's like, you can make the slide go in and out as much as you want. It's not going to kill the other motor to do what I'm doing. I'm like, let's just put it in and I'm going to
Well-
leave it alone.
And now we got his number.
Yeah. I know me enough that I don't trust me doing this.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll break this thing.
Yeah. But if we ever have any issues, now we have an RV
Yeah.
guy that we can just text, get answers.
And we had the whole day out at the lake,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the reservoir. That was cool.
Well, because then like we had the hike, and then we had that, and then we
And
had
then-
Yeah, we
like,
had
it
some
was-
long days.
Like every day was like a lot of stuff. I felt like we were
Thursday.
doing something the whole day because I did not feel like this trip. I did not feel like I was sitting down at my computer often at all.
No.
Like I felt like we were doing a bunch of stuff.
But you guys killed it, man. You and Andy getting up in the morning and getting that time to like get sorted. I mean, plus we pulled off drops. We pulled off. I mean, we fully operated from the road.
Photo
shoots?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, photo shoots, everything.
Oh yeah, no, it went really well. And then I mean, like stress wise, definitely for me, like Andy being there, like made everything not stressful.
Good to know. Good
because
to know.
well, it's just because like that would have been me trying to get the race footage together and stuff like that, but also try and edit photos and make sure that they're getting to people so that you can post it right
It,
away.
it like triples your job.
yeah, so because
Andy
like
not being there.
yeah, because like even if I did like what Andy was doing, which is just editing the photos as soon as I took them, which that's essentially what I would have been doing instead of
Sure.
going through race footage. I wouldn't have even been looking. I would have just now been going through like race footage,
Whereas you're almost done.
which is now I'm like through race footage and actually putting the story together.
Nice.
So it's just like,
It's so helpful.
and so it's just I'm in a very different spot with my own thing rather than, just kind of stressing about it and then like having fucking freakouts because I'm just like, I'm nowhere near, I'm like not even close to done, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, yeah. And so it's just helpful. So,
I mean, there's still going to be times you're going to have to solo fly this thing.
Yeah, but like
But
it's better
the beauty
now.
of that is you can send photos to Andy to edit.
Yeah, but it's even better now because like I'm better at managing the amount of content I shoot over like even like what I shot at like FitCon over the course of 2 days. I was like, this is a fucking super manageable amount of clips I shot. I'm like, good job. And I was just like,
just efficiency.
It's like just getting better at knowing what I need and stuff like that helps too. But yeah, overall, having that kind of dynamic is super helpful because then even though I love taking photos, not having like, it is a stress having to also edit them because of course you want the stuff to be able to, post it and share them and do whatever because people are also wondering about it. So
for sure. Yeah. I mean, we love being able to, it was great being able to have content and stuff to share from each day when the places we were at or that nice and amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
exactly.
I mean, Andy did some extra stuff for me.
Yeah.
Like some shots in the Airstream just because the Airstreams were so cute.
Which
some
I'll be billing you for.
Extra shots at the reservoir,
Yeah.
like Lake Day, like it was great. It was great having a full team, and then Harrison and Mindy met us in Salt Lake for FitCon. So then we had 3 nights in the Airbnb for FitCon. So I think you're right. I think that's why the trip did feel much longer, is because we had
it was like 3 trips,
so many different
There was a lot
locations.
going
Yeah,
on.
it
Well,
was
there
like 2
was
trips.
there was like the mini vacation for Dana's birthday, which was super fucking fun. There was the race, which is its own whole start finish of a story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Then them getting there and like there was a little bit of stress the whole time of like how this whole thing's going to operate because it was like, are Rob and Dana going to be able to fly in because of the weather? There was a lot of mystery stuff, and then it all worked out.
Yeah, the fact that everything worked out so smoothly just across the board the past couple of weeks has been blowing my mind.
And then FitCon's its own story with plenty of itinerary. Plus, we got to watch Steffi have her fight.
Yeah, we got to watch
sick.
Rob and Dana coming on the plane while we were on the highway. Which
That was pretty sick.
Super cool.
Super sick.
Yep. So
I think Brant, like I'm gonna try to see if Steffi will do a Zoom podcast with us this week. I would love to talk to her now
About
post
the fight.
fight.
Yeah. That was a really cool, like just kind of FitCon moment, like everyone kind of going over to watch the fight.
Yeah, it was so dope.
That was super cool.
Yo, you had a crowd at your booth for you, and you're not.
And you're not even there.
It's fucking sick, dude. People got your back.
Yeah.
Yep, that's major.
So now that
That
we're
says a
back
lot.
home, how do you feel about the gals?
I like them.
I like them. I saw you got rid of all your bras.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not a single
Oh,
one.
wait, you
I
have
got
to
rid of all
buy
my
all new
Dude,
ones,
she
don't
just
you?
had the snow shovel in the closet.
So,
Getting them out of there.
yeah, I'm going to give it a little bit more time before I buy some. But everything that was at 32A is gone.
I don't know, just build the kitties like a sports bra castle or something. I
I kept like a couple of 32Bs because I'm like, maybe these could work if I have to. But yeah, it's sports bras and supportive tank tops like this until I get some more bras because everything that I had looks ridiculous on me and it will no longer work at all. But it's weird. Like every day I kind of like pull my tank top down, I check them, and I
Still there.
I see what they're looking like today. And yeah, I'm definitely liking them more and more every day. Getting used to them, like being a part of my body, like getting used to like my arms hitting them, and
You
just
haven't run them into a
different-
door frame or anything yet, right?
Not yet. But when we upgrade in a couple years,
That's right.
that's a possibility because we're just gonna
We
get
get
some
those moon-sized titties.
big old cartoon titties. But yeah, just getting used to feeling like you have a different body. I'm looking in the mirror probably more than I ever have before. Yeah, and I kind of just check them out every morning. I like putting them on you and making you pay attention to them.
This is a burden now.
It's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
my life is horrible.
But it's also like
for me.
it's also it's kind of like this fun new thing that like we both like get to
smother me in this big old
play
boobies.
with, right? And no, you're great because you're kind of like you don't know like how hard we
I
can
don't know
kind
what to
of
fucking do with these things
mess
yet.
with them yet. So I'm kind
And
of
I can't just start
Yeah.
Mayweathering them.
can't
Has-
just start slapping them around just yet.
Has any of the kitties tried to make biscuits on them yet?
No, But like the first day we came home from the hospital, Ollie jumped up on my chest, and I was so stressed out because I was like, and it was
he
all
weighs
fine.
105
And
pounds.
he's
so
a
big.
monstrous cat.
Dude, we got with him today on the bed, Brant, and he was
He was in a mood.
man.
You know his loving
that love
moods.
mood, and like that.
Was it just so loud?
It's so loud,
The
and it sounds
breathy
alien.
purr.
Yeah. I've only gotten that once.
It's like gurgly.
yeah, I only got that once. I think it was when I was like cat sitting whenever you guys were away. And
Sounds
Yeah.
like baby leg.
I went up.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him all day, so like I went upstairs, like, I'm like, what is he alive? And I'm just like, is he okay?
Trapped in pillow
And
fort.
he was just laying on the bed, and I woke him up, and he's just like, I sent you a video of it.
Yeah,
I've
you did.
never heard it so loud in my life. I was just like, I'm like, are you gonna explode?
Yeah,
I was
yes.
just like,
Yes. And it's interesting because we have one extremely loud cat and then one dead ass silent
Gay Doug.
Doug.
he just sneaks behind you.
He's so silent, dude.
It doesn't make any noise. Gay Doug will sneak right up on you.
He goes, wow.
Ah,
That's
he's
it.
a broken cat.
That's
Yeah.
it. And
Very
I heard him
He's a
purr.
broken cat. Dude,
I've
we
heard
just
him purr,
realized
but it's
too.
so faint.
You know how
Really?
he's super mouthy?
Yes.
So like opened his mouth, like he's got teeth coming in, dude. He's that size and doesn't have all
Yeah.
his teeth yet.
Oh,
I think
wow.
he's like 6 to 9 months. I don't
You think
think
he's younger?
He's super
I
cute.
don't think he's a year
Oh,
old yet.
yeah.
No,
And he's a bit of a handful.
that means he's gonna be huge.
I
Did
hope
you
he's
see
bigger
his
than all. I
paws?
know, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, there's no way he's not gonna get just way bigger than he is. His
Last
paws are
night-
huge.
We're
I hope Gay
having-
Doug's a monster.
Last night we're having dinner and we're sitting on the couch and he knocked like 6 things off the coffee table. Like he's a hassle.
He's a lot.
He's a bad cat.
Yeah, he is a bit of a destroyer, which I understand.
I mean,
I
Sarah
mean,
Kitty.
not like we were gonna find another sweet boy Ollie angel.
No.
Ollie's an angel.
He's a great cat.
He is very much so. an
He's a
angel.
great cat. I think Doug is a wonderful compliment to that, and I love seeing how much they love each other.
Oh yeah.
But Doug's he's a little
He's a little
trickster,
rebel. He's a little rebel.
and he just galumps through the
does
house.
glump around.
Yeah.
Ollie just kind of walks with it and kind of
Yeah, he got some-
shimmies with his straight up pencil tail, and Doug's like brum brum brum.
Man, these like the Delta 8 THC unicorn brand with all the keef on it,
Let me see what's up with this.
they're lovely.
I think I can have this now.
I think you'd be fine.
If I would have hit this in the beginning of the podcast,
No
I wouldn't
way.
have been able to tell you.
No way. The
shit.
Delta 8 won't do this.
Like, I lost my train of thought.
Not
on
quite
that,
the
so-
same. Not quite the
Bonnie
same.
was going to talk about her tits, but she's asleep now.
She gave up. Not the way dabs treat you.
Jesus Christ. Brant, you saved us that day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, she just turns off.
Yeah, it's
We're gonna have to
complete
keep
opposite.
testing it.
Right, because we haven't tested it, hitting it how
I
we're
don't think you
supposed
guys.
to.
I don't think you guys have tried hard enough yet. I want to see you fully melted.
I have.
I tried. It's off.
Dude,
It's an off switch for me.
I think a dab, perfect scenario for me would be huge dab rip before a massage. Because I get this gigantic body high from the dab that I don't get from regular flour. But my brain doesn't get dumb the way a ton of flour gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true for me too. But the
The
fa-
high is
the fatigue.
very high.
yeah,
I think
just
it's
melt.
because, like, I feel like because regular smoking, we're just inhaling and exhaling a lot. So I feel like you get a little looser up here. Whereas, like, dab is just kind of, you only need it really once. And then,
Well, like that big rip that I took when I took that big rip with the guys in LA, the 800 Mantra guys that I'm going to be working with, they like run me through it and they're like, all right, so different way to inhale it, like do some breath work, like while you're heating up the nail on the dab, like. And so by the time it's ready, rip it, but keep breathing that way.
Don't
So
hold as long.
Don't hold.
oh,
Because it's already in there. It doesn't have to sit the way
Interesting.
THC does via smoke. And
That's
so
where I messed up. So I haven't actually hit it properly yet.
also have messed up this way.
We've both
And so
messed
like
up.
I'm there, dude, and I take this enormous, or at least try to, with these savages
oh yeah, I bet.
of weed that I'm dealing with. Yeah, I clear this thing, and I tried, man, and I did it with Ellis the night before, and I didn't do great there either. I just remember coughing a ton and then just like being like,
I'm
and
gonna lay
he's
down
laughing at me because I'm already coughing and baby lunging it. And then like he hears me just go like, oh no, like because I can't stop coughing and I know I'm just
You're
fucked.
Yeah.
And so like, but I didn't have to go lay down. I wasn't
You're not that bad.
too fucked. That big rip I took with Addison, and then my I laid on the couch for an hour and a half.
That's right.
I just laid down and he's like, man, you okay? I'm like, yeah, this is the consequence of that working.
Yeah.
This is like, if you want me to do anything else, it's going to be a problem. But I'm super good for laying here on the couch until this goes away. I've been way too high before. I haven't had like a really big edible night in a long time. Like push that number. I'm a little nervous of that cookie that's in that Geo gave us.
I've never pushed the edible game yet.
Oh, we still have that cookie.
I've done big. I've done the Nerds rope we had for a long time. Those were really consistent.
Those were.
Yeah, those were
good.
great.
And they were great,
so
and they were
good.
cheap.
Yeah.
Forgot about those.
Damn it.
Man.
I think the most I've ever done at one time was like 30 milligrams.
I've done 100.
And that one fucks me up pretty bad.
The 100 is a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I mean, I like also at some point I just go to bed. It's not like I take it at 8 a.m. and then try to figure out how the day works.
Work your life out.
No, I'm in a beanbag and like I don't like if it logs in and gets you high like here, we're at 10, 20, 30.
Well,
by the time I hit 50 to 100, like I'm already asleep, so fuck it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like that's the best thing about an edible since it's slow rolls. Like you can kind of take it at a earlier time or a certain time, and like it'll get you to where you want to by the time you probably want to be in bed or something.
See, I think the perfect way to use edibles as far as like medically is like 5 or 10 milligrams for me before I go to bed and then smoke. So the smoke gets me chilled and I can start to pass out. And then the edible works as like time release.
Keeps you asleep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you occasionally have to get up to piss and you're operating on a boat in the dark.
That has absolutely happened to me.
Oh man, I woke up
The Arnold last year. The Arnold that night.
Dude,
Remember
FitCon's
that house?
so much better.
Remember that house?
FitCon is so much better. We're outside. Even it being skin melting temperatures in Utah, and I know that we're way closer to the sun there than we are here. It's still better.
Yeah.
You're not in that fucking building. There's not that constant drone and echo.
Of people. Yeah.
There's wind. There's sunlight. Like, man, I don't know. I don't know if we'll do it. This may be the only place I want to have a booth.
Yeah.
Like I know that I'll go to Columbus, right? And I'll set up podcast. It makes sense for me to go for that.
Yeah. That means I don't have to go to Columbus.
It's true.
Interesting.
Unless you just want to go cruise around.
Or the fuck would I want to do that?
Yeah, I want to do the same. The truth is the COVID year, 2019, was a rad year.
It was the most fun I've ever had at the
It's the
Arnold.
most fun I've ever had. We didn't have to work the booth.
Still got to coach.
Yep. And then like it was just
Got to
all
watch
of the
all the
events.
strongman stuff.
Yeah.
Got to watch Hap Thorder's thing.
We filmed a bunch of stuff for that, and I'm not sure we ever did much with it. Bro.
I don't think we did because I just filmed a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
And
we're very new at figuring everything out.
and I just like filmed a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, there's nothing really there.
There's no story.
I'm like, it's just a bunch of B-roll. I mean, it's cool.
We should use it for other things like next year if we're going to go there.
Oh, yeah, no, it works. And then just like, it's COVID 2022, but 2020.
COVID part 3.
Yeah.
The trick is the people that want to meet you
Yeah.
and us and stuff like is so.
What if we just rob and Dana it? Don't sell anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Like just have the booth.
That's an option.
Like just have the booth and bring some chairs. Just bring some comfortable chairs.
Like the
Man,
amount of
as soon
people
as
that
I can-
show up
Immediately, I'm like,
is
well, if we have a table, I may as well put some shit on it.
Of course.
But I mean, as soon as you can just start smoking inside, then you're like, come smoke a joint with Matt. And that's the
What
that's
if
the
I
whole
just
thing.
got like a little, like one of those just little tents that you can use as like a portable restroom? And it's just a smoke shack.
Bonnie's scheduled rotation isn't until later in the afternoon.
I just stay in a little glass chamber like David Blaine.
You're just hotboxing yourself the whole day.
I just think it's a hard one to pass up. I mean, the amount of people
I know.
True.
that come by is like 5 times the amount that
They also just so don't give a shit about any of us. Like
What do you mean?
like the Arnold. Like whether or not we're there or we try or care or
No, of course not.
They don't give
No,
a fuck.
no.
Like they weren't cool with getting a refund from the booth from like 2 years ago. Like it was a hassle, dude.
No, you never got a refund.
I did. I did
Oh, you
eventually
did?
get it. Yeah. I got to the once I got to the right person, it was like,
Oh,
Okay.
but
one of
that
the-
took.
Oh, it was
Sure.
one of those situations. That's super lame.
Yeah.
Those are always the worst.
And to be fair, maybe if I'd have just asked the right person the first time, it wouldn't have been a hassle.
True.
Yeah,
So-
But if you didn't know
but
the
it-
right person, get
Yeah, I
you.
would say, but there never should have been a right person thing.
Fair.
That's always the worst.
I don't know. I just like benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, they're busy. They're busy.
Yeah.
I don't think they were purposely trying to fucking steal my $2,500. Seems like a lot of effort. I feel like Mr. Schwarzenegger's doing just fine. So you're happy.
I'm happy.
You're happy you got through it. Mm-hmm. We're going to train together now.
Yeah,
So that's the other thing.
that's the other thing.
This is the first time in the Schroeder story.
Yeah.
Schroeder. That's our combined name,
Okay.
Brant. That would be our Pokemon.
I've heard it a few times.
Schroeder.
That would be our Pokemon.
Yeah. It has wings.
Of course.
Every time, so I've been fucking super rehab basically since I've been in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Now the dope's finished and we have our spot. I'm done running.
Yeah, and I was prepping for a meet
Right. So you've
when you were about to start running. So
during it because I ran while we were there.
Yeah, that's true. While you were prepping
Oh,
for
yeah.
this run. So yeah, our training styles have not ever linked up. Like we've trained in the gym at the same time,
And even
doing
not much.
different things, but not very frequently. So yeah, our plan going forward is to do my rehab and kind of transition into a bodybuilding training cycle and do it together and
Yeah.
just pack on some fucking muscle.
Yeah, let's try to get
and,
gnarly.
Get gnarly looking.
Bigger than the sun, hotter than the sand is what they say. Summer
sir.
shreds.
Summer shreds with Matt and Bon.
Is that metaphor or analogy, whichever the fuck one it is, implying that
Both.
sand is hotter than the sun?
It could be.
Because
Duh, Brant, science.
for one, am against it.
Don't believe
I
it.
just
But
want
no, it'll be fun, man. Like I've never done like a hypertrophy block ever.
Also, it's going to be weird to be like, hey, what time do you want to go train today?
I know. We'll see how that works out.
Usually both of us
There's
just
maybe
go,
a pretty good chance that we'll end up not training together every day.
Probably not every day,
Because
but I do like it.
by your afternoon time that you like training, which is about 1 or 2, is usually your preferred.
I mean, yeah, also kind of.
If you don't have a thing
Yeah.
in your way, like you'll fit training into the schedule, but if you have a perfect schedule, you're 1 or 2 you want to train. It's never like I'm up at 10 by choice if I don't have to go train at 9 or 10 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, also with powerlifting for me, I like training after I have 2 meals.
Of course.
This kind of training,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine that I'll end
Also-
up doing more morning stuff because I like fasted training.
Yeah. Also throughout, and like I didn't have breakfast today
Okay.
because my appetite is still not what it was.
Sure.
Like I didn't have any oatmeal.
We'll see. You hammered it today. We'll see if you get hungry.
Right. But like throughout my whole lifting career, I've trained at every time of the day,
Sure.
ever. Like anything.
Yeah, but
so I
again,
can
if
adapt.
you're
I'm very
making
flexible.
your schedule.
If I'm making my schedule, I'm gonna go at 10 or I'm gonna go at like 2.
Yeah. I prefer getting it done.
Yeah.
But also, I don't mind this.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we have dope, like I'm interested in maybe doing some later sessions. Like I don't mind coming in here at 6 or 7 p.m. once the lights are dark and we
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
can kind of chill.
And I mean, maybe you feel differently about your training now that it isn't running and not just getting it done.
That's true. This will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I like even during the run toward the end of the running stuff, I found myself drawn to wanting to do more bodybuilding things and putting
Mm-hmm.
the reins on it because I need to fucking run.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get too wild and something's jacked for a couple days, it was
can't.
too expensive for the run. Whereas
Right.
now, if I fuck something up, I just hang out a little.
Right. Yeah.
Be like, well,
Yep.
overshot her.
Yep. So currently, I had that second appointment today and I'm cleared for like light upper body. So I also got some blood flow restriction bands, threw those bad boys on today, cruising around looking like Ultimate Warrior.
You were looking like the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, slapped them on, did some curls.
I do find it awesome. Don't know that I find the Ultimate Warrior sexy.
We'll see. Take them home. Put them on later. I
See
did
what else we can include.
Ooh, I
Oh
did
my God.
did some like 15-pound curls, got a gnarly pump, superset them with like banded curls, and then did some kettlebell rows with the bands on.
You're just
and
gonna
like
gloss over the leg stuff we did.
Yeah, we did all that.
Huh.
And super awesome to feel my lats turn on and engage, and all that was good. But we did all that after a pretty gnarly lower body
leg pump, yeah.
workout.
So we did RDLs.
We did barbell RDLs, 4 sets of 20. And then we hopped on the leg extension, which I love our leg extension.
Yeah, the sore next leg extension is
one
a super good one.
Is so nice. And we did 5 sets of 15 single leg.
And then straight into 20 double
And then
leg.
superset it with 20
Yep.
double leg extensions.
Sounds about right.
I had a major quad pump, as they say.
Yeah, me too. You just couldn't see it.
Right. It's more like an internal.
Then 4 sets of 15 single leg weighted single leg RDLs, superset with 20 hip circle air squats, and then finish the whole thing with 4 sets of 30 hip circle glute bridges.
Yeah.
With the slingshot. The hip circle.
Super fun using the gym.
Super fun using the gym.
Yeah, I like the vibes here a lot.
It's I feel like I'm like getting to play with things for the very first time.
Yeah, you mean in here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
here, and also just kind of like, okay, I don't know what I can do. And then getting really excited when
Well,
when
but
I can
also,
do a
but that
thing.
was the idea of this place, right? Like, if there's anything we want that's going to help this goal, let's fucking get it. I'm in.
Can't wait till those dumbbells show up.
Oh, man, I know everything takes forever right now. The
Yeah.
shipping around the world is just annihilated.
Yeah, of course.
But, like, I've trained pretty consistently for the last
Yeah.
20 years without my own personal dumbbells. I'll probably make it whatever number of less weeks.
And if I want them, I can find them.
Right.
I know
Yeah.
where they are. So, yeah, doctor said, give me a couple more weeks before we start doing things like benching and pull-ups and push-ups. Those will be like the last 3 things, probably pull downs too. But I feel really, really good about where I'm at recovery-wise. Besides the first 4 days, it's been pretty easy.
yeah, it's been mellow.
And I've been pretty self-sufficient. I mean, for the most part.
Yep.
You helped me take like 2 baths.
Yeah, after
And,
Tyler bailed, which I have to say this as a partner. Like, thank you very, very much for allowing me to be honest about that. Like, I am a bad fucking nurse. I'm too much of a maniac with too many things I want to get done all day, that I also want to help, but I can't stop from being mad that I'm not doing the things that I know have to get done.
Well, and it's not like we are both taking PTO or something. Like,
Right.
this doesn't stop.
No, even
You
your
still
thing
have to
doesn't
work.
stop.
Yeah, even my thing didn't stop. I was ahead of programming and all that stuff before going into surgery, but like I prepared for a couple days downtime, but like I have to get back to work too.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I was never offended by you letting me know you were a bad nurse. I'm like, okay, cool. My friend gets to come stay. That's great.
Yep.
Like,
That
fine.
was- I mean-
it worked perfectly.
Well, that's way better than me fucking this up. But that, you know, that does exist, right? Like that. I don't know
Someone to
what
be
it
offended
would
by
be, or be like,
Well,
but I want you to take care of me.
yeah,
Like,
no,
fuck, I'm
that's-
bad at this, dude.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing that, I mean, I guess I noticed or whatever too. It's just like being okay with that, because I definitely know who wouldn't be okay with that. So it's just like, it's cool seeing that, I guess. I don't really have much more to say.
Like, man,
about it.
it's just more like, communicate and be honest. And like, if being a good nurse is something that you need, man, I am a fucking bad tool for that job. I can help facilitate a lot of other things. I can
Yeah.
have food show up.
Yeah.
I can do a lot of other things, but like
Things where money is
the
involved.
hanging out and constantly like, hey, can you
Yeah. Yeah.
grab a water?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like she brought me lunch and
Right.
dinner and everything in bed,
Yeah,
you know,
whereas
those first 4
I'm
days.
trying to suffocate you with a pillow
Right.
3 hours into it.
Right.
Just because, like, if I kill her, then I can get back to doing work.
I have some other problems to deal with on the back end, but it's okay.
She won't have to deal with
I probably
cancer.
got a
She
week
just
before
dies.
someone comes up here and they're like,
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Terrible.
slowly just
bad.
push you down the garbage disposal.
Pieces of me.
God.
You put me in the bathtub.
I boil you.
You put me in the bathtub and cut me up, and then you have to, because you
Probably
have to
go
cut. You have to
shower.
cut me somewhere.
I'd
could dismember me
probably
somewhere.
at night get you into the truck.
Okay.
If I've got to get rid of you, the garbage disposal is a really terrible way. I don't need to make a blood mess in this house. I've seen enough
Garbage disposal
shows
is
that they show up with
terrible
luminol,
way.
and this place looks like I've beat off all over everything.
Oof.
God.
Semen, blood everywhere.
Yeah, I just assumed there'd be semen at every crime scene.
Yeah, I just have to get you out of the woods and then get rid of you.
Send me down the Mississippi.
Oh man, I built a little Viking raft for you, light it on fire, and push it down the Mississippi. It just
that
bumps
would
into
be
the
a-
bank. It just gets stuck against one of the
gets
barges
stuck.
like downtown. Just burns and sets a barge on fire.
Oh,
And
you're
I'm
like,
like,
oh,
fuck!
Wait, you're supposed to get to the Gulf.
I wrote a letter.
Oh, well, thank God, still alive.
All
Doing
right.
great.
How do we do, Brant?
Time-wise?
Yeah,
It's an hour, 5 minutes.
excellent time.
Titty talk.
Titty talk,
Titty Talk Part 2.
part 2, first blood. That's it. I'm glad your boobs are good.
I'm very glad too.
I love you a lot.
I love you.
Perfect. We're done.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.